Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Duke It Out, Marietta Blue Devil football talk with Coach Cameron Duke. I'm your host, Ted Mayer. We'd like to thank Walk-On's Sports Bistreaux at the Avenue's West Cobb for hosting our show. We'd like to take a look at the previous game that the Blue Devils have just played, as well as preview our next game. We'll highlight the offensive and defensive players of the game, as well as the student athlete of the game. So let's get started, and let's meet the head coach of the Marietta Blue Devils, Coach Cameron Duke. Coach, welcome to Marietta.
Ted, glad to be here. Thanks
glad you're here. Yes, sir. For those that haven't had a chance to meet Coach Duke just yet, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I officially started on February 3rd, and so it's about 6 going on 7 months that I've been at Marietta. Come from the state of Florida, where I've been a head coach down there the last 11 years, the previous 8 at Edgewater High School in Orlando. And had an opportunity to come and be the head coach at Marietta, and I think it was something that was, I feel very blessed and fortunate to be up here. My wife and little girls were excited about the future and building on such a rich program, and we feel blessed and honored to be exactly where God wants us to be, and that's here at Marietta.
We're glad you're here.
Glad to be here.
So, Coach, you hit the ground running as soon as you came to Marietta. Tell us a little bit about your summer program. What did you do? You got the kids in conditioning and weight room and so forth?
Yeah, so when we got here in February, the first thing was making sure we were doing what we needed to do in the weight room, which we were. I think we have a great strength program at Marietta led by Brian Grunmeyer. And so our guys were already in the weight room. It's big. It's really important for me that our guys in the off-season play other sports. So we had a lot of guys that were playing track, playing lacrosse, playing basketball, which was great. So that was what we had them in class lifting, which was awesome. Had a chance to formulate our staff, get our staff in place. We feel very blessed that we have an incredible staff with us on the varsity, at the JV freshman levels in the middle school and so forth. So getting the staff in place, and then we hit the ground running in April and May with our spring practices. And we concluded in May with the inter-squad scrimmage that I thought went really well. We had 10 really good practices. In spring, I was proud of the foundation that was laid there by our seniors. Really, really grateful for our senior leadership. Currently at Marietta High School. We have 29 on this year's roster, which is awesome. Then we hit the summer. We know summer is really important for building a great football program year in and year out, and we want to make sure that we were doing everything in the conditioning side and speed and agility that every great program does. So we hit the ground running in June and had an OTA at Kennesaw Mountain against 5 other teams. That's an organized team activity where we got a chance to put the pads on and compete in a controlled scrimmage in late June. That was a really good measuring stick to kind of see where we were against another opponent. Fast forward into July, we had an opportunity to take 21 players and 9 adults, so 30 of us down on a leadership mission trip to Ecuador, which was really awesome, something I've been a part of. It's my 9th trip leading a group of leaders from a football program to another country to go and serve. I think leadership is all about service, and so that was something we wanted to put into practice this summer. That was awesome opportunity. And then we got back and then went straight into team FCA football camp. It was us and 11 other teams, so 12 teams participated in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes team football camp at University of West Georgia. That was a great experience for us to come together as a team, really bond as a family, which is so important in the game of football, and also compete. And so that was towards the middle of July, and then July, I think it was 21st, was the first day of acclimation. And here we are now through 3 weeks into our 4th week and gearing up for our week 1 matchup this Friday. So we have hit the ground running, feel very fortunate with where we are. I'm really proud of our entire players and the entire program, but really proud of our seniors and their leadership and them buying into the culture, the way of life that we're trying to establish within our program. So excited to be here at Walk-Ons, a great establishment, and talking to you, Ted, gearing up for our week 1 game.
Well, welcome, Coach.
Thank
Glad
you.
to have you. Sounds like you had a busy summer, that's for sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you had your first scrimmage game as you went on the road and you hosted the Osborne Cardinals. And Coach, I think you checked off a couple of boxes there. You got to get the kids on a bus. You got to have to feed them before you leave. You got a different locker room, different field. Hopefully that got your team ready to go.
Yeah, I think anytime you get a chance to travel early in the season, it's really important. Like you said, the operation of pregame meal, getting on a bus, traveling together, going to a different environment, going to a different locker room, all that's really important. So be able to get on the road for a scrimmage, I think, was very valuable for myself, our staff, and of course our players, as we had an opportunity to go last Friday to Osborne High School.
Yes, sir. Well, let's talk about the Osborne game. And you won the coin toss and elected to defer, so Osborne gets the ball first. Your defense came out of the gate like a thoroughbred.
We were very fortunate. I think on the third play, we forced a turnover. We had an interception by Jude Morris, one of two for him on the night. And when you're on the road, whenever you're playing anybody and playing a good opponent, one of the things that we preach and every coach preaches is you got to win the turnover battle. So getting a turnover early in the game, getting a short field, I thought was a great advantage for us. We got some momentum early on. But Jude Morris is an incredible football player. I wasn't surprised. He had such a great night, but to be able to do it so early on the road, get us a little momentum, and to take that turnover and capitalize with a touchdown, I thought was a really good way to start the game.
Yes, and Jaden Whiteside with a 2-yard plunge into the end zone, so to speak.
And Jaden Whiteside, big, strong quarterback. We get inside that, inside the red zone and get a chance to play 11-on-11 football with him and his legs. It's always important.
Perfect. And then the second play, or the second series, you kick off to Osborne, touchback. So you had a lot of touchbacks in this kickoff game, so you've got to be pleased with your kicking game so far.
Absolutely. Really pleased with our specialists across the board. We take our special teams extremely, it's as important as offense or defense. Coach Gukian does such a great job with our kickers. Davis Parrott, who put the ball in the end zone on kickoff. Cole Bumgardner, I thought did a great job as well kicking for us. And our long snappers were great all night. So when you get a chance to pin a team deep by putting the ball in the end zone, it's a great way to start a drive for our defense.
Perfect. And in the second series, tip pass by Osborne, falls into the hands of your defense, and you take it back and get a short field again for the offense.
Yeah, and in fact, Jude Morris is the one that actually tipped the pass.
Yes.
And then Dante Young is the one that intercepted the pass and got us down and again to a short field. And we were able to capitalize off another turnover, which again is critical to get turnovers and then to be able to punch them in for touchdowns, which we were able to do our first 2 drives.
And Titus Grant kicking and screaming, carrying Osborne players with him right into the end zone.
I think our second touchdown was actually Whiteside to Copeland. We actually went for it on 4th down. Titus did run. He ran really hard early in that drive.
That was a touchdown later in the in the
and
quarter.
He's a great running back, big, strong, physical kid. But we got down, and it was a 4th down. It was about a 4th and 2, and we elected to go for it in a play that we had repped and earlier in the week, and it was a little naked concept and hit Copeland on a little screen play in the flat, and it was a really well-executed play, a play that our offensive staff had schemed up early in the week, and to be able to get up 14-0 on the road was awesome.
And then you kick off again to Osborne, and they go down the field and they actually show their offense a little bit. So put your defense on the heels.
I thought it was something that, there were some mistakes that we made, some eye discipline issues on the back end, peeking in the backfield and stuff that we gave up a big pass down our sideline. But I was really proud of my defensive backs' response. They, playing that position, you got to have a short memory. Something's bad. When something bad happens, everybody knows where it happened. If you play corner and play safety. And so they were able to go down, and they kicked a field goal to make it 14-3. Again, that we'd given up a big explosive play, but I wanted to see. It was really good for us to see how we responded. We then get the ball back down 14-3, and the very first play, we fumble. Again, can't turn the ball over. I thought that was one of the key correction points that we took away from the game is protecting the football. So we fumbled the play early on, and then in 14-3, and they turn around and capitalize pretty quickly to make it 14-10. And looking back, I think that was really good for us to kind of see where we were, how we were going to respond. When adversity strikes, it is critical that you keep your composure and you don't get too rattled. And something we're continuing to work on. But all of a sudden, like you said, it's a close game. It's 14-10.
Yes, sir. But your offense answers the bell.
Yes, sir.
Coming back in the next series. And the first quarter kind of said it all. I think you got to see a little bit. You got to see some success, a little adversity, and then success again.
Right. Yeah, it was really good to see 14-10, them kicking off to us, and we had a good kick return, and had good field position. And again, when you have a shorter field, it's critical. So again, a big special teams play on that next drive, and then we moved the ball, and then our quarterback hit Elijah Green on a comeback route, and really good timing. He spun out and scored to make it 21-10. And I was really proud of Jaden Whiteside's timing on that play. It was a really good route by Elijah Green for him to catch and turn and score to make it 21-10 off a really good kick return.
Right, and then you would go on in the end of the first quarter and second quarter and go on to take a 35-10 lead at the halftime. So you've got a big lead at half. Now what do you tell your team to stay focused and to stay on point? You've got a big lead. That's pretty good.
Yeah, we had a good lead. We had a big punt return right before the half by Samaj Anderson. That score was great. So we go in 35-10, but the whole message was, do not let outside circumstances dictate your effort of play. And that outside circumstance, I don't care what the scoreboard says. Like, it's a new half. We talked about that at length at halftime. What that scoreboard says should not dictate your energy and effort and how you're trying to execute every play. If you let that dictate your play, you're letting outside noise and circumstances affect things that we can control. So we talked about that. Like, that is not even what we're focused on or worried about. It's all about your energy, your effort, and your execution this second half. And so I was proud of the guys. They took that to heart, and I thought we came out and played a pretty good second half.
Very good. Okay, we'll talk about the second half in just a moment. We'll be right back after this break.
Hey, Blue. What you doing? Oh, watching highlights from last week's live stream? That's awesome. Hey, everybody. Be sure to download the Blue Devil app on Google Play or on the App Store. Just search Marietta Blue Devils and you'll find our app. It's your one-stop shop, your ultimate resource for all things Marietta athletics. Live streams of all of our sporting events at home, rosters, schedules, ticket sales, anything that you need is on the Blue Devil app. Download the Blue Devil app today on the App Store, Google Play, or using the QR code on the screen. Download it and be a true Blue Devil. Go Big Blue.
Welcome back to Duke It Out, Blue Devil football talk with Coach Cameron Duke. Coach, now we're in the second half. You're coming out of the locker room. You get the ball first, and you drive it right down the field.
Yeah, I was proud of the guys to come out. I thought we were focused. I don't think we let the scoreboard dictate the energy or effort we played with, and to get the opening kick and be able to march it down. And I believe that was Titus Grant on a 7-yard tough touchdown run on an outside stretch play, broke a few tackles and got it in there. I was proud of that run. But I was proud of that we were able to be balanced offensively. We were able to run it and throw it kind of with what the defense was allowing us to do. But that run to put it up 42-10 by Titus, great young man, he's had a great summer. Just someone I'm super proud of, and then to see him get in the end zone, I think, for the second time that other night on a real tough 7-yard physical run was great.
He's your bruiser, that's for sure. He'll
Yeah.
steamroll over some players, that's for sure.
He's about 220 pounds and strong as an ox, and again, just a great young man.
That's something you really got to like, so
Yes.
that's good. Okay, so you finish off the game and you win 55-10, and you have a nice post-game talk with your student athletes, and you're encouraging, and sure, there were mistakes, but there were successes and some mistakes, and how did the kids react to that?
I thought great. We're always in the game no matter what, in the same way where our coaches will share, and hopefully it'll always be from a place of love, but honest. And and I thought there was a lot of things that we did well and want to celebrate, and there were some areas that we want to make sure that we continue to get better at. We always want to stay humble and stay hungry as we then progress into the next week. But I thought it was a really good scrimmage for us as a team, for our staff and our community, and there was a lot to celebrate, but also after, of course, film and getting a true breakdown, a lot of stuff that we wanted to improve on this week.
There's always room for improvement.
Always. Always.
Okay, Coach. Well, we'll take a look at our student athletes of the week and our defensive and offensive players of the week after this message from Marietta Toyota.
In Cobb County, baseball is everything. It's a warm summer day with your family at the ballpark. It's bonding with the community by coaching the neighborhood kids. The long road trips to oh so many tournaments. And it's a place where future legends are inspired by the all-time greats. We've always supported the baseball community with dependable vehicles that ensure you are safe at home. Marietta Toyota, we've been here. We're going to be here for you.
Welcome back to Duke It Out, Blue Devil football talk with Coach Cameron Duke. Coach, let's talk about your offensive and defensive players of the week. And your offensive player, number 7, Isaac Copeland.
Yeah, Isaac Copeland is a young man that we ask to do a lot. He's going to play H-back, he's going to play tight end, he's going to play in space and receiver. And after watching the tape, he had a couple catches. I think he had a touchdown. He had about 30 yards receiving. But his blocking at the point of attack was really special, unselfish, and we were so proud of his attitude all game. He was physical, something we want to be as an offense. He had no missed assignments, and again, we ask a lot of him. And he had an incredible game, not just with the ball in his hands, but more importantly, without the ball in his hands that sometimes the fans don't see. So Isaac Copeland was our Offensive Player Game of the Week, and he's had a great summer and a great fall camp. And again, just somebody who I respect tremendously and love to death. He's a great young man.
Sometimes it's the behind the scenes that makes everything happen rather than just the catches and touchdowns.
Right,
That's for sure. Now your Defensive Player of the Week, probably a no-brainer, number 22, Jude Morris.
Yeah, Jude with 2 big interceptions for us.
That set up scoring plays
set up
for
scoring
you.
touchdowns.
Yes, sir.
And the other interception he's the one that tipped the pass to cause it. I think he had 6 tackles. Again, somebody who is just a leader for us in so many aspects of our program. He's a spiritual leader of our program. A great young man. He's a great athlete, great baseball player. I told his dad the other day, I think he might be better in football. But he's great at both. But he had a great game. And really set us up early on with some big turnovers and just played a great game. And then what I love about Jude is when he's not in the game, he's watching his teammates, he's coaching them up, he's encouraging them, he's putting his arm around them on the sideline to help younger guys out. Truly a team guy and somebody that I want all of the Blue Devils to emulate.
He's your defensive quarterback, so to speak.
There you go.
Calls your plays and sets alignment and so forth. And now, we'd like to take questions if you have them. This is sponsored by Herve of American Family Insurance. You can send your questions on Instagram to BDN_Marietta. We'd love to get your questions, and the coach will be happy to answer them for you. Okay, you have the Gainesville Red Elephants coming up next, and this is going to be a Friday night game. Kickoff at 7:30. It's going to be at the City Park, and as you know, traffic in Atlanta on a Friday is a picnic. So you'll want to leave early. It'll take some time to get to Gainesville. Yep. But Coach, I know you're going to have your team ready to go.
Yeah, we're excited about the opportunity. This is a very, very talented team up in Gainesville. They've been a pretty much a state power the last bunch of years, and I think they won it, I know, in 2012. And Coach Niblett and his staff do a great job. They're gonna be really well prepared. So we have our work cut out for us. It's going to be a really great measuring stick, seeing where we are, seeing areas we know we need to improve on. But yeah, our guys are going to be fired up. We're looking forward to having an incredible week of practice and going up there and playing Blue Devil football. But yeah, it's going to be an electric environment for a week 1 matchup, and we can't wait to represent our community as we head north.
Very good. And last year, the Gainesville Red Elephants were 7-4 and lost in the first round of the playoffs to Sequoia.
They were, and that was a tough year in their standards. I think the year before, both years before, they went deep playoff runs. This year, they got a lot of new faces on that team, guys that are high-level recruits. So we look forward to the opportunity playing against a very talented roster. And our guys they're going to be ready to go.
I know they will. Yeah. Okay, we'll be right back after this message from Wellstar.
When you have more time being a person than a patient, it means more relationships, adventures, and traditions. Across Georgia, Wellstar is helping people enjoy more of what they love by providing more care where they want it, with over 400 medical locations and 24/7 access online and over the phone. Because care that's wherever you are means more respect for who you are. At Wellstar, it's more than healthcare, it's people care.
Welcome back to Duke It Out, Blue Devil Football Talk with Coach Cameron Duke. And now let's take a look at the Student Athletic Training Aid of the Week, sponsored by Wellstar Pediatric and Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and Dr. Albert Pendleton.
Hello everyone, I'm Charlotte Coleman and I am here with the Student Athletic Training Aid of the Week selected by Coach Hop himself, Dorcas Adigiron. So Dorcas, could you tell me how you got into sports med and why you have such a passion for it?
What I love about sports med, it's like a type of healthcare that helps with like prevention and like rehab and injuries related to sports and physical activity. It helps me prepare for the medical field, which I'm very interested in, and it helps me see what like the medical field is going to be like the pressure, the expectations, and so on. In the future, I see myself either being a pediatric cardiologist or being a sports med athletic trainer.
Do you have a favorite moment from sports med?
I think my favorite moment is like honestly every single game I work. Like I just love being around all of my fellow members in sports medicine. I just love everybody on the team. Everyone is so kind and so sweet, and I genuinely don't see myself like not being in sports med after meeting them. So.
Tell me when good, okay? When you're good. Wait.
Fans, you'll want to be loud and proud as Wingz on Wheels sponsors the Wow Fan of the Week.
Hey Marietta, we're going to be doing this thing called Wow Student of the Week. And in order to qualify, you have to be a Marietta student and you have to go to the football game on Friday, whether it's home or away, and you have to dress in theme. And then we're going to post a poll on our story, and you're going to send in your outfit, and we're going to pick from the winners, and whoever wins gets a free meal at Wingz on Wheels. Thank you.
Coach, thank you so much for your time. Good luck to you at Gainesville. I hope there's a lot of Blue Devil fans that will show up and cheer you on.
Ted, thank you for having me. Thank you to Walk-Ons for hosting us. And I know Blue Devils are going to travel, and we're going to need you there this Friday at Gainesville.
You bet, Coach. Absolutely. All right, that's a wrap for our show. We'd like to thank Walk-On Sports Bistreaux at the Avenue West Cobb for hosting our show. This has been a production of the faculty and students of BlueDevilNews.com. For those you see and those you don't, alongside Coach Cameron Duke, I'm Ted Mayer. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again soon, and go Big Blue!